Today's topic is dangers of sexual misconduct. Understanding the dangers of sexual misconduct from Arahant Isidasi Theri's story. In the Buddha's time, there was a young woman by the name of Isidasi. She was a daughter of a wealthy merchant. Isidasi was given in marriage by her parents along with a considerable dowry. Even though Isidasi attended to all needs of her husband with dedication, the husband was not satisfied with her. The husband detested her all the time. So, Isidasi was sent back to her parents. Isidasi's parents gave her in marriage for the second time after finding a suitable person. Isidasi discharged all the marital obligations to the second husband with love and dedication. After some time, the second husband began to dislike her and forced his parents to send her back as he couldn't live with her anymore. At the request of this distraught son, his parents sent Isidasi back home. For the third time, Isidasi's parents found another suitable person and gave her in marriage. This marriage too failed with a short period of time, and Isidasi was sent back to her home. In desperation, Isidasi's parents married her to a wandering mendicant who came to their doorstep begging for food. After a few weeks, this wandering mendicant got disgusted with his married life and left Isidasi in order to get back to his previous wandering life. All 4 marriages ended in disaster in this manner. Distraught with this situation, Isidasi thought of the futility of living with her parents anymore and decided to commit suicide. She left home for fear of blame from her parents and proceeded to end her life. On the way, Isidasi met with an enlightened Theri. Isidasi offered some food she had in her possession to this enlightened Theri. The enlightened Theri, who had supernatural knowledge of previous lifetimes, or Pubbe Nivasa Nusati Jnana, asked Isidasi whether she liked to be a nun in the Buddha's dispensation. She readily agreed to be a nun. Later, she got higher ordination and became fully enlightened as an arahant. After attaining arahantship, Isidasi Theri investigated her past births through this supernatural knowledge of previous lifetimes. Pubbe Nivasa Nusati Jnana. Looking for the causes of disastrous marriages in this lifetime, she investigated her preceding 5 births through this knowledge and found that in her 5th previous birth, she was a nobleman in a city. This nobleman took a rebirth after death as a monkey due to sinful acts of sexual misconduct. Sexual misconduct means having extramarital relationships with any individual other than one's spouse. A special note has to be made at this point. Kamma results would be different from actual acts of sexual misconduct and having thoughts on committing acts of sexual misconduct. The degree of kamma results would vary for each of these instances. Therefore, everyone should resolve to maintain marital relationships only with one's legitimate spouse. Arahant Isidasi's 5th preceding life came to a tragic end as a young monkey when his genital was snatched and eaten by the leading monkey in that group. Following this tragic death, the monkey took a rebirth in an old cow's womb. Due to the old age of the cow, the small newborn calf did not receive care and protection of the mother cow. When the calf grew as a young, strong cow, it was castrated by its human master for the purpose of getting chores done for him. The cow died later and was reborn a male goat whose genital was in a decomposed state. This caused its death, and the goat was reborn as a transsexual person. This was the last existence before the birth of Isidasi. We need to note that the underlying causes for the failure of 4 marriages were found within Isidasi, not within the respective husbands. These were the outcomes of Isidasi's unwholesome deeds. However, even the 4 husbands accumulated a great deal of demerit by ill-treating and rejecting a faithful and caring wife for no apparent reason. When a person experienced the karmic retribution of previous unwholesome deeds, others make these instances a platform for generating bad karma. Isidasi, after attaining full enlightenment, realized the guilt of her own actions for the failure of her marriages. No fault can be attributed to her husbands for the breakup of marriages. Similarly, we can't blame the society for our own failures, problems, etc. For instance, you may be subjected to various ill treatment, abuse by your husband. But in reality, husbands are not at fault. The real reason is the result of your previous bad karma, possibly certain acts of sexual misconduct on your part or ill treatment of your husbands. So in terms of the Buddhist teachings, we must experience is based on a cause and effect. There is no vagueness in this phenomenon. If you dislike a harmful effect, you need to dispense with the applicable cause which brings about that harmful effect. This is where the real Dhamma exists.